Hey, 7th graders, Mr. Morris here. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Today is Tuesday, March 17th. St. Patrick's Day is a pretty special holiday for my family. My family is very Irish. And something that my mom would always do to celebrate St. Patrick's Day is she would make a family's recipe of Irish soda bread, a recipe that's been passed down in our family for a long time. And growing up, I would always look forward to St. Patrick's Day because it meant that I could have this delicious, delicious bread that my mom would make. My family lives in Portland still, and since we're all stuck at home, I'm not able to go and see them, and I'm not able to taste my mom's soda bread. But that's all right, because I have the recipe, and I'm going to make it myself and enjoy it here in Milwaukee. And I don't know how many of you have been to the grocery store in the last couple of days, but those of you who have probably noticed that a lot of the shelves are pretty bare, and there's a lot of things that are out of stock right now. I went to 2 different stores today, and neither of them had buttermilk, which is a pretty key ingredient in making Irish soda bread. But that's all right, because there's a way to make buttermilk with 2 other ingredients. And so if I have lemon juice and if I have heavy whipping cream, I can mix those together, let them stand, and then it turns into buttermilk. And so that's what I'm going to do. But the other problem is that I know that the recipe online says that for every 1 cup of milk, I need 1/16 of a cup of lemon juice. And the recipe that my mom sent said that I needed a total of 1 1/4 cup of buttermilk. So I need to figure out how much heavy whipping cream and how much lemon juice do I need to mix so that I have enough for the whole recipe of Irish soda bread. To figure this out, what I did was I set up a proportion because I knew how much lemon and milk to mix together from the recipe that I found online. Then I can figure out how much I need to mix to make soda bread. In other words, if I need 1 1/4 cups of milk, then how can I figure out how much lemon juice to do? So if I set up a proportion just like this, I can start to figure that out. I know that I need 1 1/4 cup of milk, so how much lemon juice should I mix in there? Well, I'm going to ask myself, what's my scale factor? To get from 1 cup of milk to 1 1/4 cup of milk, how many times bigger am I making that? Well, 1 times 1 1/4, or 1 times 1.25 equals 1.25, or 1 1/4. So my scale factor is 1.25. I'm going to do the same thing that I did to the denominator to my numerator to figure out what x is. So if I scale up both the amount of milk that I'm using and the amount of lemon juice that I'm mixing, then I can figure out what will x be. How much lemon juice do I need to mix in for my actual recipe? Well, 1/16 of a cup times 1.25 is going to equal 5/64 of a cup. And I did some calculations and I figured out that that's equivalent to actually 1 1/4 tablespoons. So I just use a proportion to figure out exactly how much lemon juice I need to mix with my heavy whipping cream to make buttermilk. I'm going to try that out. I'm going to pop this into the oven once I mixed it with all the other ingredients. And I'm really looking forward to tasting the Irish soda bread that I'm making for St. Patrick's Day today. But here's my challenge for you. I want to hear and see from you guys, in what ways can you use proportions to solve an everyday problem, just like I'm doing right now as I'm baking? So many of you say, when are we actually going to use this? I hope you understand that proportional reasoning and using proportions is super important in everyday life. Here's a couple things that you could try out this month that you're at home. Could you make Kool-Aid? We did that in class. How could you mix different amounts of powder and different amounts of water to make different types of drinks? How can you use proportions to solve those things? Any other type of recipe? Are you making pancakes? Could you make cookies? In what ways can you show proportions that are involved in those recipes? Or something that's really important right now is hand sanitizer. You probably aren't going to be able to find any at the store, and if you try to buy it online, it is going to be so expensive. So here's a way that you can make hand sanitizer. If you mix 2 parts of rubbing alcohol and 1 part of aloe vera gel, then you'll make something that's going to disinfect all the bacteria and germs and viruses that are on your hands. So how could you show different proportions of mixing different amounts of things together to make something? I'm really looking forward to seeing what you all can make and show off the math behind. I'm looking forward to seeing and hearing from you. Stay healthy, and I will see you soon.